welcome back to my channel, Susan Diamond Paints. This is my first video for 2026 for YouTube. I was a little slack last year as far as videos were concerned. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some color swatching, so it's going to be somewhat of a long video to do some color swatching. But what I wanted to tell you about was for my birthday and for Christmas, I had been seeing the Disney mystery color by number books a lot on TikTok, to where I started getting pens for myself to figure out what pens I liked, what pens I didn't like, because I think with the way I diamond paint, when I do diamond painting in a single placer, I don't do multi-placing, I do like single placing, that when I color, I'm somewhat of the same type concept of where I need a fine point nib on a pen to color with. So I first tried, and this is how I figured myself out here. I first tried the brush print, the acrylic brush pens, the Languo. I know you guys probably know what I'm talking about. Those are the thick pens that you pretty much see everywhere now, especially on TikTok, and everybody colors with them. I tried those, didn't like them. I gave those to my nieces and nephew if he wants to color, but I gave those to them. I said, I didn't like them. I had gotten another, I don't think I get another set. I think it was the set that was the only set that I gave to them, but I'd seen a lot of the Languo pens, so I got the big, like 168 color on Amazon. I have that back here behind me. It's in a book. So then I got on Temu. It's cheaper to get any color markers, pens, acrylic painting brushes, gel pens, and that sort. It's cheaper to get it through AliExpress and through Temu and through Shein, because they're Chinese-based companies. So obviously you're going to get a cheaper price than what you get for Amazon. But you can get all these pens on Amazon. So whatever you prefer, it's up to you. I got these right here off of Temu. I just got them because they're different packs. I'm not going to shoot. Oh, I'll be showing you the packs because I'm going to color swatch them all. But yeah, I got these off of Temu, and then my ones I got from Amazon, I had two packs. One was like 168 colors, and the other one was 99 colors. And I put them all together because I got myself this nice little pencil case, pen case to put them in. And some of these match what those pens are, and some of these don't, because I don't think the Advanced Grays have a match, and I don't think the colorful blacks have a match, but I could be wrong. So I did, and I have to think now, Craft Mama something. Let me put you on a brief pause. Crafting Mama Bear has a video called Languo Gel Pens Watch Before You Buy. Her video is about like 30 minutes long. I watched her video. That's when I discovered some of how these pens do match the ones that I have in my pencil case book. So I took screenshots of that, so I would have it. So at any rate, that being said, is I've got to go through all these colors and swatch them all, because I'm going to be using these obviously on my Disney mystery color by number books, which is what you have in front of you right now is the picture that I'm working on currently. Now this is the Disney Company and Friends book. I got this one for Christmas. I'm going to show you the cover. So it's Mickey, Donald, and Company. Of course, Mickey Fantasia Mickey, that's my favorite Mickey. And it kind of shows you, you know, this is what it would look like colored. And you go down and it gives you like the letters and there's numbers and the shapes and everything of, you know, how you would, you know, color the pictures. Now, I did see there's different things online on TikTok about the color books. This book in particular I took apart to separate my sheets because it would be easier for me to color sheet by sheet as opposed to color in the book, just because of the way the book is. I mean, it's paperback because you gotta bend it and fold, you know, bend it back to get the paper the way you want it to be. So, but I'm gonna get up close so I can show you. This is what I've colored so far, and then I can show you a little breakdown here of how I have it outlined. So you know, this is where number 3, this is the color, the gray color that I'm working on is number 3. And I'll show you the key code here at the bottom. Anyway, I outlined all my little areas that I have to color in. And what I pretty much do is I just color by area. I just color in with my number 3 color. And then there you go. So, of course, black has all been done. All the black's done. Black was number 1. 2, which is right here in his mouth area. This is the only place where 2 is, and where 3 is right here in the face. The rest of the face is white. The stripes right here is white, and then the rest of my coloring 3 is in here, down here at the bottom, on the side, and up the top and up the top. And what I've been doing, especially for the striped area, is I also have the Languo acrylic gel pen plus their 90 colors. They're a bigger barrel. So you get this one right here, which is the thin pen. And then the acrylic gel pen's more like, to me it's more like a paint pen, but it's like a gel. It's a rollerball type pen, so you can see the end here. This is my white. So what I've been using with it is, this being a learning curve, this is new to me. Obviously, I'm going to make mistakes. I use the white to go over if I've gone too far on a color, especially the black, and to cover up where I've made the mistake on the black. I'm trying to see where, if I can show you where I've made a mistake and I had to color it in. I do know on his nose, in the back of the book is the pages. All the coloring pages are done, so you know what the picture is after you've done it, or why you're doing it, or what have you, know what the picture's supposed to look like. I do know in the black nose that I missed a spot here that's supposed to be white or gray, but it's not. I colored it all the way in black, but like I said, it's a learning curve for me. Right here at the edge of the crease in his face, I went a little far with the black, so I covered that in with white. So that's how I'm covering my mistakes, because like I said, this is new to me. This is a learning curve, so there you have it. But the Disney one, I got this one for Christmas, and I colored on a clipboard. But the color code, now actually the page is supposed to be, the page is like this in the book. I have you turned around so where you can actually see what, you know, this is Mickey's face, this is what it looks like. But anyway, here is color code. So 1 obviously is black, 2 is going to be a really dark gray, and 3 is a gray. So with my color swatches, I got these from a TikToker, and I'll have to get her information and probably link it for you. But anyway, she offered free color swatches. So what you would do is you color in your square, and then you color in your heart. And then after you color in your hearts and your squares, you punch a hole through the heart, each heart, to give you a opening to put over your colors here, so you know what color matches close to your 1, 2, or your 3 on the color code for your sheet. So what I'll do is I'm going to actually swatch on this. Then after I get done swatching what I need to do, I'm going to laminate my sheets, and then of course I'll punch a hole right here, and then punch holes through each heart, and that way I can use the hearts with the hole punched through to match all my colors. But then I also have a block of colors, so I know, you know, what that color really looks like on paper, at least on white paper, because the coloring books are white paper. And then I have a ring that I'll put all my swatches on to have my swatches all together for the pens that I have in Languo right now is the pens, the acrylic gel pens that I have. I have two sets water-based pens. One my husband gave me for Christmas, and the other I got through TikTok shop during the Christmas sale, but I didn't get it till later in January. Actually, I think early this month. I think it came earlier than what I thought it was going to. But yeah, that's pretty much what this video is, and we're going to swatch it all, and you're just going to be with me, and I'm going to, talk to you about where yes, I'm still diamond painting. I'm working on customs. I'm doing 2 customs. The same customs I was working on last year, I'm still working on. So it's not like I'm not still diamond painting. I am. This just helps me take a break, like when I need to just, I guess, to decompress. And coloring is helping me decompress. So yeah, that's what I've been working on, and that's why I'm doing this, what is going to be potentially probably a massively long video to swatch all these colors that I have and to kind of talk to you about these pens and things that I've learned and picked up on the side and all that jazz. So I'm going to put this back to the side. I'm actually going to sit back down, make a racket, apparently what I'm going to do. Put this back where it belongs. My second book that I have is the baby's book. I'll just show you that and what I've been working on that. And this one I got first because I got this one for my birthday. And like I said, I got that one for Christmas. So this is the babies. Disney Babies Color by Number. And let me pull the page that I'm actually working on. So this is the first page of color for myself that I've been working on. And I started using the gel acrylic pens. These pens are what I've used on here. So I kind of like how they do, and then I kind of don't like how they do, which has got to where I was doing the figuring out these fine point pens, because that was a little bit of figuring out too. So that's the color on this pen, but I will show you. This is the flip side. It's not bleeding through, but it is what I like to call warping through. So it's kind of like warping the paper where the paper is not smooth. But that's because I think it's because it's acrylic paint and the way it comes out. And to be quite honest, it would be better. And I'll probably have to try this later because I'm not going to be working on this page right now with those pens. But it almost would seem like it would go better if I got some down and then try to paint it out with a paintbrush, a fine paintbrush. So yeah, so this is the baby one. This is page 2. I'll show you what it's supposed to look like in the cheat in the back. I'll get my cheat here because I don't even know with the babies who it is really. Like I said, here it is. It's 2. So Wreck-It Ralph. Haven't seen the movie. Couldn't tell you anything about it. Other than I'm pretty sure that's Vanellope because I have her on Disney Dreamlight. So yeah. So that's who that's supposed to be. So yeah, I mean, kind of based on colors, it's a little off, I think, for some matching that I had going on. But that was just I had 90 colors, and I was pretty much eyeballing it. But yeah, I mean, once you look at it, you can kind of figure out. Especially if you've been staring at it long enough. I think you can do that pretty much anything with, especially like mystery diamond paintings. If you stare at it long enough, you kind of figure out what the heck it is you're doing. So I can look at it now. So okay, yeah, I can see faces now. I can see all that. But this book is whole, so it's still together. I'm going to take this apart too. Learning from my mistakes in the first book is they are bound together by thread. So that's how the company does it. Is Hatchet Books does it. You can get the books on Amazon. They're a little more expensive on Amazon, but that's pretty much where I'm going to be getting the books, because I tried getting the books off of the French website and my bank declined the charge, and they don't offer PayPal on the French website, so it's like credit card. So unless I got a Visa gift card, that's the only way I can think I could probably order off of the French website to actually get the books cheaper. But like I said, you can get the books off of Amazon. So let me get myself situated. Hopefully editing me will take a hot mess out. I don't know, but okay. So now I'm going to swatch. So here's my swatches papers. Let me get my pen to write the colors on. And pen out of my, I thought I had one sitting over here, and I'm going to make sure I use this one. I have to wear my glasses, my reading glasses, so heck, I can see, so I know what the heck I'm doing over here. Okay, so yeah, this one's all right. So the first group I'm going to do is the Advanced Gray. Now, the Advanced, they are numbered, but they're numbered in Chinese. So what a lot of people are doing are just going, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 pens in a pack, and they just number them 1 through 9, and then that's how they are matching up. They're keeping them in the box, and they're just, a lot of people have been numbering on the actual pen cap. That's what I'm going to try to do. Obviously not with this pen. I got to get my Sharpie pen out because I'm so prepared right now. So just bear with me. I'll put you in a pause, so to be brief. Okay, got my Sharpie pen. So what I'm going to do first is up here at the top, I'm going to put, this is Advanced Gray. So this is going to be a Languo. Languo, and I pretty much think I can pronounce that pretty well now after hearing it on multiple YouTube videos. So Languo, this is Advanced Gray. Gray. And they're going to be pens 1 through 9. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know how well you can see because I know I got it up close for you. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there we go. So that's what these are, and I'm going to color in the box and color in the heart. So I'm also going to mark the pen, hopefully, on the cap with its number. So this will be number 1. So let's see how well this marks with a Sharpie. And the Sharpie is my fine point pen, so we'll see here. So I knew this is 1 right there, so that's 1. All right, so also learning curve with the pens. And I wish I'd known this before, because when I went through my 168 colors, some of them I thought were duds. Now I've lost, oh, there it is. I thought they were duds because they wouldn't color. I think I'm gonna get this right through here, so I'll actually have, yeah, something to bear down on. But they wouldn't start well, so I'm gonna start this pen to see how well it colors. It seems to do okay, so far so good for this one. With the ink coming out. I don't want it to be, I want it to flow well, but I don't want it to be too scratchy. So you can see it, and you see that it flows what I think pretty good now. It seems to be flowing a little better. Also, what I've learned with coloring, at least with the water-based markers, that if you go in a circular motion, now mind you, this is acrylic, so acrylic paint's a little different, but it seems to work for me as far as the pens are concerned, that just coloring in a circular motion works, as opposed to up and down, side to side. And on water-based, it works better doing circular because you don't have that streakiness, and you don't want streakiness in a water-based pen. So that's the first color, and it seems to do better. Now also, I will do it when we get to a pen that doesn't color as well. I've got putty on my hand here, that's why. like I said then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and color in the heart. This will be my first color, my Advanced Gray. Advanced Gray does not have a match in the 168 color. And the reason why I'm talking about it doesn't have a match, these packs have matches on the 168 colors. Now the 168 colors, actually from the ones that I got from Amazon, are lettered and numbered. So that's what I'm going to match these packs up to for their corresponding colors in that 168, because they have matches. Okay, so there's that one. It does look kind of a little scratchy. It needs to dry, but that's our first pen number 1. So what I do for this is I'll put it right there to the side, and then we'll get our Sharpie out. This is going to be pen number 2. They have not moved out of their order yet, so thank goodness for that. So that's 2. Let's see how well this one does. So this is number 2, and we're going to do a circular motion to see how our color lays down on our swatch, and do the color. So like I said, this pack doesn't have a match in the 168 color and then the 99 color. So what my idea is in the packs that don't have matches, obviously if I'm going to use them, I'll use them out of the pack. But for those that do have matches, I'm going to use those pens because they're going to be swatched together, and we'll keep them together so I'll know. Alright, so the trick is to get the pen going there's a hole right here, and it does go through the cap, and then there's this gel. This is like an alcohol jelly type substance that sits on top of the ink. To get the ink flowing better, people put a little ball of putty on top to get the ink flowing better, and hopefully you can see it now. It flows a whole lot better now when it comes out of the barrel of the pen to give me some color swatching. But like back what I was saying is I'm going to use the pens out of my pencil case, it's a pen case is what it is. I'm going to use those first before I use them out of the packs, so that when I reorder, all I have to do is, if I use a color up or multiple colors up, then all I have to do is get on Temu or AliExpress, whichever one I guess I can find them cheaper on, and just order the single pack for a replacement or an extra pen color that I need, as opposed to 99 colors or 168 colors, because I don't need 168 duplicates if I don't use all the pens. But it's cheaper to buy a 9-pack of pens for a couple of colors that you're going to use, and then when you run out of ink, that you have your extra, your backup. So because I plan on coloring, at least I got 2 books now, so my baby's book only messed up 2 sheets, so 2 sheets got trashed, and two pictures got trashed. Take the putty off when you put the cap back on. It's important to put the cap back on. It keeps the pen from drying out. And so each coloring book's got 100 pages, so it's 100 coloring sheets. So I plan on coloring for a little while. I really do enjoy it so far. So this is number 3. Let's see how it does. Okay. And we'll see how this color comes. It comes down pretty good, I think. So, yep. So that's the goal. To use the ones out of the 168 group first. Those also have, if they're duplicates from the 99, they're in there too. Some pens will have a couple, two pens that are labeled the same. Duplicates, they'll have duplicates. And then sometimes they'll have 3 trios because they'll be coming out of the, how they count in the packs. And the packs I have all in their box that they came in right now, and I got this bag that my mom gave me for Christmas, and that's right now where all my my pen supply is sitting short of the pen case that I have, because it's on the side of me to be waiting to be used, waiting to be color swatched. So yeah, so you get some really boring color right now, gray. But grays apparently are important, at least in the first sheets of my Disney and Mickey and Friends, because the very first page was only 3 colors, and it was black, dark gray, and medium gray. So I had color swatched. I had pulled the pens out of my pen case that were what I considered gray. I pulled those out and swatched those, and I put their little codes by them so I would know which pen I was looking at and match that up to do the gray color in the Mickey picture that you just saw. Alright, number 4. Doesn't matter really what order the pens are in, they're in my order, so I'm putting what number they are on their pen cap in a Sharpie, so hopefully it won't go anywhere. And then I'm coloring it on a swatch sheet, so that's me keeping up with my own colors. And you'll probably see shadow of ladybugs. The ladybugs are like in abundance right now, I think, because it's been so freaking warm. Like, can we have like a real winter right now? I need, like, this back and forth nonsense is getting on my nerves, and it screws up my sinuses too. So, like, we're supposed to, like, it's supposed to be 67 today, and it may have got up there, I don't know. I mean, it was cloudy today, but obviously you can tell I'm wearing a t-shirt. So it's supposed to be, I don't know, probably the same temperature tomorrow, but we're supposed to have like thunder showers. Thunderstorms, people, in freaking winter. And then it's going to get cool again. Like Sunday night, it's going to get back down to 24. It's like, really, people? And then they're watching the weather, obviously, for some little systems, couple of systems that are going to be coming through. Later, I think later next week, and then the next week, not really sure when exactly the pinpoint is, but the S word has been mentioned. I'm not going to mention the S word. I want some S, I'll tell you that much, but it's like, what was it, the 30, how many years was it? I gotta think, because I saw it yesterday on Facebook. 30, let's see, we're in 2026, it was 38 years? Yeah, 38 years. So 38 years ago, yesterday's date, which yesterday was the 8th. Today is the 9th. You'll probably see this video Sunday. Depends on what I get done with everything and get it uploaded, because it's going to be a long one. So there's that one. I'm going to take the putty off, put my cap back on. I did when I originally was going to swatch these before I got the swatch pages. I was just coloring on a white label and putting it on the pen, so that's why those are on there. Alright, number 5. Anyway, 38 years ago, January 8th, was the anniversary of the biggest snowstorm that this part of the United States, South Carolina, I think, had ever seen, at least in my time. And this is number 5, where 12 inches of snow had fell. We were out of school for 2 weeks. I remember it well. Best snow days ever, I could say. Played in the snow a lot. I will say, I almost feel like I think I'm almost, well, I'd have to really think about it before I sit here and say what I'm going to get ready to say. At any rate, I don't remember. Alright, here's what I remember, because Apparently I was young. We're talking about, well, I have to think about it. So I have to say, 88. My husband graduated high school in 89. I graduated in 92. So in 88, so that was what, 4 years? Was it 88? I guess it was 88, but at any rate, trying to think here, 4 years from graduating high school, so I'd have been what, 8th grade? Yeah, probably to have this then. You don't have, like, we don't get that kind of crap snow now because we're too warm for the winter. Obviously, we're having thunderstorms tomorrow. It's just how it is now. 1 to 2 inches usually what all we get. We get more than that. We get lucky. I don't know if we'll ever see a foot of snow again in my lifetime, in my lifetime, as what we saw then. But like I said, I remember being out of school. I don't remember power going out, but possibly could have. At that point in time, the state did not have, at least not, obviously the state in itself did not have snow plows, not to be able to handle something like that. We have salt trucks. Majority of the time, we're getting ice more than we get snow, so we have salt trucks. I mean, now, you gotta look at 30-something years ago, we just didn't have that then. We don't have it really now, I don't think. We do have the salt trucks, so we can salt the road. But we're not seeing that kind of snow anyway. What I was saying was, I don't remember what day the snow fell on. I just remember being out of school. My dad didn't go to work because, like I said, the state didn't have snow plows. I think they actually had to get snow plows from other states. That's 6. Hopefully I can read that. That's 6. I need to be able to read my own handwriting. It's kind of crooked, but I feel like, I don't know how many days my dad didn't go to work, but my mom was stay-at-home mom to my sister and myself. So she was driving, of course, to take us to school and all that, but we weren't going to school then. Not with that kind of snow. But I remember him not going to work at least a couple of days, at least until they got the freaking snow plows from wherever they came from to actually plow on the roads, at least the major highways anyway, because we're talking about interstates now, y'all. Interstates had to be plowed because we didn't have any plows. So the interstates were covered up. A foot of snow, it's a bit much. Yeah, so I remember kind of like that. I remember, like I said, being out 2 weeks. I remember it getting warm enough to melt so that Mom could actually drive to the grocery store, and there was still snow on the roads, on the side of the roads, so it was kind of like the slushiness, but you have to drive really careful. And I'm sure it was nerve-wracking for her to have 2 kids in the car too to go to the grocery store. But I think it was later on when it just got warmer, because I don't remember I'd obviously have to go back and look. The only reason why I'm saying I know all this is somebody put it on their Facebook page, the anniversary. On this day, 38 years ago, we had a foot of snow. And I think the only reason why they put it out there is because there's so much talk been going on the past couple of weeks of 2 storms that they're watching that we may have potential to get snow. Not 12 inches worth, but just snow. Which, that's what I said the S word was. Alright, so this is 6. Alright, so this is 7. So let me see if I can put this on here straight. Alright, 7. I got my water. So if I need my water, if my voice starts going, that's the problem with talking when you ain't been talking a while. This will be a intro video here of, oh my gosh, you're back, but you're not talking diamond painting, you're actually color swatching on a piece of paper. My water. Put it over here to the side. Put my little putty so I can get some better flow out. There we go. So yeah, so no, we haven't had any snow, had any ice this year. The weather's been too wicky-wacky back and forth for us to have anything like that. Which our weather person had said, you know, we're probably not going to get cold until late January into February, and that's probably when we'll get, you know, the precipitation, if we ever get any. That's when it's going to happen, because that's just how it is for this area. And we're due. I keep saying that. We're due. We are due for the white stuff, because we ain't had it in a really long time. It's almost been 365 days, I think. It's been a lot. Been a lot of time. We're due. And the crap we had last year don't count, because it was just falling and melting. So when I'm talking about I want the stuff, I want it. I would love to have it the way it was in 1988, but I don't see it happening. But geez, you know, give me something. Give me something more than an inch. I don't want just an inch. Give me something I can enjoy. Because I tell you, here's what I like about snow. I work remote now, so I can just walk out here. I'm not going to have a problem, I don't think, walking out here to work. The only problem I'm going to have is power. I don't have a generator. My parents do, but I don't. The closer we get to whatever they're predicting for whatever we're going to have, if there's potential for ice, I'm probably going to have to go down to my parents' house and take my work laptop with me to give me a place to have power and work if I need to. Number 8. Here, like I said, power goes out, I'm in a pickle. And I won't be on the roads either, it's not happening. So, but like I said, I work remote, so I can actually come out here and work. Won't be a snow day then, unless I don't have internet, which, that should not be a problem, because we have fiber now. Fiber has been ran in our area. And as soon as they started putting the lines on the poles, I dropped Spectrum. Frontier's the one that's got the fiber out here, so that's who I signed up with. And from what I'm getting fiber for, I'm getting 2 gigs of fiber because I work remote. Yeah, no, do I need that much? No, not working. But my husband games. He has a PC. Look, I'm getting it on my freaking hand. I'm trying not to put my hand in it, but you see how well I do that. But, you know, anywho. Anyway, he games, and he has a PC, a gaming PC, and a gaming laptop. So I was like, you know what, for the price, because they had a special going on, that I could get 2 gigs of fiber, or 2 gig internet, from Frontier, through fiber for $60 a month, when I was paying with the modem. I had my own router that I used for Spectrum, but with the lease of the modem with them, 1 gig, cost me $125 a month with Spectrum. And Frontier's only $60 a month for 2 gigs fiber. It's like, let's do the math here, people. Duh. Alright, this is number 9. More gigs internet and cheaper. Yes, please and thank you. Plus, not supposed to have any. The only way you're going to have an outage is just like what it was when the hurricane came through 2 years ago. It knocked the wind into the transformers. Transformers went down. That's how it's going to be for fiber. If something happened to the main unit, and then, you know, no one has internet or fiber. Everybody's out. So, I had a little bit of issue the other day. So with that, it has a home Wi-Fi, which is $10 a month extra. So my bill will be $70. I have an extra router out here in the building to expand that Wi-Fi signal for me to have internet out here, because obviously I work remote and I need internet. And so to pay for the extra router is $10 a month, which cheaper because Charter was charging me, I think that it was, I almost feel like saying it was 60, it was 125, 60, $70 for the internet, and then $40 for the modem. And then the Frontier's giving me an extra router and only charging $10 for it. So hey, $10 a month for it. Yep. I don't know where I was going with that. I'll be rambling a little bit while I'm doing this because my brain's just everywhere. Like I said, decompressing while I color here. Decompressing, brain dumps, what I'm pretty much calling it. I mean, that's what I do when I color. My brain just dumps, and it's just, getting crap out of my head, all the things, life things. But anyway, so, yeah, so I have fiber now. Oh, and that's what I was saying. The only issue that I had was the other day, my husband was messing with a fiber optic line outside the house, outside the house. And I lost the signal to my extended router here. But it wasn't down long. I just noticed that when I had issues at work. So what the heck's going on? I looked over to the side. I was like, oh, it has a red light. It's not supposed to have a red light. Alright, so now we're going to put these back. Colors for Advanced Gray have been done, have been swatched. They look really good. I really like the Advanced Gray. I knew that the Advanced Gray would not work for the gray of my book unless it's like this one and this one is the only two I can see because they're more of a gray, and the rest of these are like a part of gray. Like this would be, I consider blue gray, and this is blue, and then you get into this is a green gray, and then possibly a green gray or a brown gray, and brown, and then brown. So it's not really shades of gray, but I'll think of the word I want here in a minute. A dominant color shade of gray, so like the dominant color brown, but like what a brown gray would look like, and almost like with the, so that this was like, if I was looking at this if I considered this a blue gray, these three, so it'd be the light blue gray, the medium blue gray, and the dark blue gray. And if I did these, okay, these are my green grays. Okay, this is a light green gray, a medium green gray, and a dark green gray. If I said, okay, these are my browns, so it'd be a light brown gray, a medium brown gray, and the dark brown gray. Well, if we're going to sit here and say, okay, these are blue grays, which blue is your bottom color, and then gray is sitting on top, and that's what would create the light, the medium, and the dark. These are not shades of gray. These are shades of and I'm sure that there's an artistic term for what I'm getting ready to say, but I don't know what it is, so I'm just going to tell you what I'm thinking, how my brain would work, is that the bottom layer is blue, and then you're putting a gray on top, then that is what that would be, and it would not be just gray. Light gray, medium gray, or dark gray, because there's an underlying color. It's not really a, blue's not a, I guess blue is a primary color. I'm not getting all to in the art stuff because that's not me. It's not who I am. I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not. But you see what I'm saying. If I'm going to sit here and say, okay, the underlying color for this gray is blue. So there's a light blue gray, medium blue gray, dark blue gray. I'm going to reiterate that. Then it's not a light gray, medium gray, dark gray, which is what I think is in my Mickey book. So that's why I was like, well, these, I can already tell by looking at them, are not going to work as a light gray, medium gray, and dark gray, as opposed to the ones that I did swatch, which I told you I pulled them out of my book, the grays, and then I used those to decide what they were going to be. Now this is one of the grays, and then these are what I call my gray color. So a dark gray, or like a very dark gray, a medium gray, and then a light gray. So that those are labeled, their color code is SM 112, 113, 114, 115, and 116. So on my book for Mickey, the color that I'm using for that gray, number 3, this is my number 3 gray. It is the SM114, so that's this color right here. So if I pull that sheet back out, so here's my sheet, so, and it is 114. Number 3 is what I said that would be number 3. To me, that's the closest. That is the number 3. Without having it being hole punched, that's what I decided. I said, okay, I'm going to use that color. Is it 114, 115? I got to look. 114. So this color right here is what I would deem as the closest to this number 3. Because that's gray. Now, if I put it over here, because of that outlier of blue, nothing for this gray to me would match, but I'll have a better understanding. And obviously when you put that up to a gray and a gray, that looks green, and if you put it up to this, that looks like it has brown. So that was my thought process on why I knew the advanced grays weren't going to work for what I needed to pick to be my gray, and I needed actual grays, which these pens right here I consider actual grays. And you just look, if you do square to square, that to me just looks like it matches better. And I already know what this color is because I have it over here. It could be, 2 could be it, really dark gray. But to me it has that brown look to it. But that's not dark enough. That gray's not dark enough for the number 2. So, anyway, that was my thought process. Mind you, it's a live and learn as I go kind of thing. And its coloring's going to be like diamond painting. To a degree, there is with the mystery number coloring books, yes, to a degree there is a right way to do things because you're following, it's a mystery, so you're following where you're supposed to go. But as I think picking colors out, that's pretty much up to you and how you want to do it. So the advanced gray is numbered with my Sharpie pen. I have them in order. They are swatched now, so I'll put these over to the side. So the next group that I'm going to swatch is the colorful black. I don't think I've got these sheets right here. These are I found these online. I actually found these through Scribd. I have a Scribd service. Scribd has ebooks, audiobooks, PDF documents, things of that nature. Somebody had created the Languo color swatch charts and had loaded it up on Scribd. So the packs are, and I got them like, I think I printed out 4 of each. No, 3 of each. Anyway, the color packs are red, yellow, green, lip gloss red, warm yellow, dopamine 2.0, color skin 2.0, blue, purple, gray brown skin, dopamine, Maillard. Come back up. Come on. And then sweet pink, colorful black. All right, colorful black is on here. So here's my colorful black. So I'm going to use my colorful black sheet to go with my pens. All right, so colorful black is coated with CB 901, 902, 903, 904, 905, 906, 907, 908, and 909, which would mean if I had copies of these colors in my pen case, it would be under CB. So bear with me. This is my pencil pen case. It's a pretty big case, as you can tell. The zippers are up here in the middle. So I'm going to do like that so I can get them open so I can show you what my pens look like. So just bear with me because I don't want to hit my camera because I don't have it high enough. But here are my pens. So these came out of the 99 case and the 168 case. And like I said, some of these pens have matches because they were matched in the 99s and the 168. So that's what these are. These are matched. So let me see. Let me look at the pin code. So this is the MYs. These are MFs. I got FSs, MTs, FSs. On the other side, I have MTs, MBs. These are SMs, MBs, JYs, SMs, HLs, ZS, HNs, TFs, BHs. BH. I feel like right here is my colorful blacks. Starting right here, BH. I believe so. So, is that it? I think so. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull these out. Because I think these are my matches for my colorful blacks. So, 151, 152, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the BH, yes, 8, and 9, 159. I believe those are my matches right there. Alright, so not a CV color with black. So that explains a little bit more to my brain. And I don't think I have any CBs. Alright, so I'm going to put these back to the side. So I do have matches for colorful black. So let me put this down. Alright, so change of plans. Live and learn here, live and learn, change of plans. So I'm not going to do CB 901 for colorful black. I'm going to put this back over here. So the bottom color. I may use them swatches, I may not. Like I said, live and learn. Here's what we're doing. Alright, so these are colorful blacks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put first off, let me see if I'm really like using my brain here. Let me give it this last color, number 9. Alright, this is it, number 9. This pen, do they look like they match? They do, they do. Alright, so, mind my brain, people. Just mind my brain. Alright, so, I'm going to call this colorful black and BH. What is it, BH? BH, 151 through 159. Alright, so these are Languos. They are BH, whichever the BH, well, I don't know what the BH stands for, but it will be 151, 152, 53, I know what I'm going to do now, 154, 155, 156, 157, 158, 159. Alright, that's the sets. This will be in my pen case set. This color will be used first of the colorful black. Put that back over here. Now, do I want to number these 1 through 9, or do I want to put their symbol, the matches the same? Probably not. I'm just going to number 1 through 9 because, like I said, the idea was if I was going to replace a color, I'd do it out pack-wise as opposed to buying 168. So, okay, so we're going to do those back up there. So I'm not ready for those yet. Alright, so this is the Languo. Put that here. And there's no wrong way to do anything. So this is the colorful black. Colorful black. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we're going to do the BHs first. So this is 151. These I'd already put in some of the putty in the pen, just mash it in the pen cap. We'll see how well those work that way. So this is 151. I'm going to color this in. So these are the what you would consider a dark color for a colorful black color. Okay, so there, get that colored in. So, diamond painting, always, I talk about this every year. I'm just not there yet. And I don't like to complain because I feel like I'm very blessed to be given an opportunity to do customs for people, custom work. Personally, I couldn't make a job out of it. Not like a job to pay the bills job, because that's not it. I'm sure that a lot of people, if I told the price of what I charge for the paintings, would feel like you don't charge enough for the work that you do. But in the end, diamond painting's my stress reliever. So that's what I do to relieve my stress. Okay, try not to get my hand in it. The only way to do that is to angle it. So, like I said, that's what I'm still working on. I'll tell you my experience, because I haven't talked to y'all like in a while. I feel like probably a year or more, but at any rate. When the tariffs came through, of putting tariffs on China, pretty much putting tariffs on anybody outside the country, I would get my customs made from Evermoment on AliExpress. I still do. They do a phenomenal job on custom work. You send the picture to them, they send the rendering back to you, decide really what size, because they'll send it to you. If I send it to them and say, okay, here's my picture, can you show me the rendering like on a 50 by 70, because I know pretty much you're going to have, that's about the basic starting size for a BH152. Yep, matches. That is what I consider like a starting size on a portrait of one person or two people in a picture. And they were really good about saying, okay, here's the size we're going to send you. Here's what a 50 by 70 looks like. Here's what a 60 by 80 looks like. Here's what a 70 by 70 looks like, if it was square, and 80 by 80, just depending on what the picture was and when you sent it, of how it looked. They would send you back their renderings they thought would be appropriate. Even if they thought that your size wasn't appropriate for it, they would include that. So, okay, here's what you're rendering for this size, but we think that this and this and this would work better. And you just go from there and you order your size and you pay for it, and then it comes to you and you work on it. So the first one I have that I'm not working on right now came from Evermoment, because I got it the year before last. So wherever when that was, because we're in 2026 or 25, 24. So I'd already gotten that one. Got it from Evermoment before the tariffs went through. Tariffs go through in Evermoment. You get on there. I don't know how they are now, because I haven't been on there, because I don't need to order a custom right now. They said they weren't shipping to the United States because of the tariffs. I understand that. They had the person that I'm doing the pictures for is the same person I've been doing pictures for. They had a second picture, and they're like, oh, we want to get this one done too. It's like, oh crap. Who the heck am I going to send this custom, to get, to do my custom diamond paint work for me? Because because when I send it to them, oh, are you located in the United States? Yes. No, sorry, right now we're not shipping to the United States because of the tariffs. Okay, great. Now I got to figure out who in the heck, one, am I going to wait for the tariff thing to do its thing and go through and then fall off the face of the earth, if it ever is or was going to do that? Or two, I need to find another company that does customs. And as great as Diamond Art Club is, they don't do customs unless you have whatever treasure quest card you're supposed to have to ask for a custom. So they were out of the question, couldn't get them to do it. I had gotten a couple of Dreamer Designs pictures. I had purchased, I feel like I purchased a Dreamer's Design off a D-Stash group, but I could be wrong. But I don't know, I can't remember. I know I got some Christmas ones off a D-Stash group, and I feel like one of them was a Dreamer's Designs, but at any rate, I had ordered from Dreamer's Designs. I had also gotten a mystery box, a Christmas mystery box from Dreamer's Design. So I got 4 Christmas pictures that I hope, cross my fingers and my toes and everything else in between, that I'd like to work on this year. I got a couple of Dreamer's Designs I'd like to work on this year, but we'll see how that goes. Wishes horses beggars would ride, but at any rate, sorry. The longer I talk, the worse it's gonna get. But did they do customs? It was on their page. Did they do customs? Like, well, haven't worked on a Dreamer's Designs yet. I have some Dreamer's Designs diamond paints, but haven't worked with them yet. Worked on their canvases yet. Let's go ahead and send it to them. I sent the picture and then waited because dummy me did not pay attention to the email that came back of the rendering, because I was thinking, I waited almost like a month, and I was like, what the heck's going on? Why are you not sending me? Number one, my problem was why haven't you sent me a link or something to purchase this thing? And or it was I had clicked on the link, purchased it, hadn't received the canvas yet. It was one of the two. Can't remember. It was back in the beginning of the year. It's been a crazy year, y'all. Crazy year. Dummy me, didn't realize that they sent an email for me to approve the rendering. And so when I looked at it, I was like, it looked good. There was a couple of places that looked spotty to me, but I looked at it and said, I can probably fix this by myself. Let's just go ahead and order it. Yes, the rendering looks great. Go ahead and send it. So it didn't take long for me to get it at all. And to be honest, I really like the quality. The quality is amazing. They're right there in my book as far as customs concerned. They're right there with every moment. The canvas is nice. Now, I will say, and I only think this is because it's a custom and whoever they get to do their customs. The drills did come, I don't want to say smelling like China, but that was just what flipped across the chemical smell. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about, the chemical smell of the drills, especially in the early days of ordering diamond paintings from AliExpress because they were cheaper, but you got that 200 bead pack that that came in the freaking strips. You new ones, y'all just do not know how far diamond painting companies have come as far as the colors are concerned. But those of you that have been around the block for a while know which packs I'm talking about and that chemical smell that came with them. And that's what those diamonds, not all of them, just a few, have that thing. It's kind of one of those things that it comes from China because you can tell it comes from China. And, that's nothing against the companies. Hey, that's where they're being made. We all know this. But I have had no problems at all with the canvas. The drills work perfectly. They fit. There's a match. I mean, you're going to have your normal static issues. You're going to have your normal with mass producing diamonds, the little tags on the end, you know, that's just, you know, part of the thing. So I am more than halfway through with that picture. I'm actually looking at it because it's sitting across from me, and I keep looking up and looking at it because water break because there's things that you pay attention to when you're not looking, or I guess you have this, it has to sit off to the side for you to like glance up and look at. And I've got my reading glasses on just so I could see the coloring part here. But in just looking up and looking at the picture, I've had it during December. I did my advent calendar through Add More Zest, and she had a lot of she did an advent diamond painting type thing through her advent calendar this year. So on day, let's see, I think it was day 3. It's day 3 or day 4. One of the two. You got a 4 square diamond painting. It was day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And you would, obviously, if you wanted to work on it then, you'd work on it then, or you'd do whatever. But it was the size that it would be small enough for you to put on. She included cardstock and then a memo stand, or a stand for it, that next year you could put out your days of, you know, leading up to Christmas. So that's what I worked on during December. I worked on that, and I worked on the her just opening up her advent calendar, and majority of these videos, especially the advent calendar, working on some of the Christmas ones, I put on TikTok. I do a lot of TikTok now. I can time lapse my videos, put them under a minute, put them on TikTok, put their music with it, and we're good. You know, YouTube is different concept for me, different work. Like I said, excuse me, I had pizza for dinner tonight. I'm getting ready to yawn because I've been talking too much, and just, like I said, long video. But anywho, forgot what I was going to say. Just lost my train of thought right there. Started back coloring and lost my train. Oh, I know. So it was on the back side of my couch in front of me while I was working on my Christmas stuff. So it'd been sitting there and sitting there. But apparently I didn't have it where I got it laying right now, of how I'm having it laying right now, especially that I've picked it back up and started working on it again in January, because I want to get these things done and out of my hair. Thoughts and thoughts. Anyway, so if I keep glancing up, I keep noticing things that I haven't noticed as working on it. Now, you know, it has a background, so I can look up and I say, oh, okay. So it's the picture is taken in his restaurant, which he doesn't have anymore, but that's another story for another day. It's of him and his daughter. And I look up and say, okay, it's like, that's the ceiling. Okay, that makes sense to me. Why is this color now? Why is this dark? It's a dark purple is what it is. It's about this color right here. Looking at it, but it's different colors, so it's like, probably this color is mixed in, but anyhow. So you look up and say, okay, oh yeah, that's what that is. And then I look, and it's like, where the picture was taken is in front of a wall. Alright, so the background, nope, that's the wall. The wall is gray. It's like, I don't know, probably like that gray right there. So that's the color of the wall. So I'm looking at it, like, okay, yeah, that's what makes the wall. So it's kind of like you're working on it, you see it, you're like, okay, I don't know what this is, but, you know, it's got so much, it's confetti heavy, but it's the same in the background, like wall, 4 or 5 colors, and the same 4 or 5 colors in the ceiling, but it's still confetti because you're just there, it's everywhere. But anyway, so I had her face is almost done, and part of her body is done. So it's probably about like neck and up. picture, portrait picture. So she has bows in her hair. It's, looking at it, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna make a fool out of myself. What I thought were bows in her hair, I think now really is the color of her hair. She's African American, so she's got different colors in her hair. I think that's what I'm looking at now. It's not really bows in her hair, it's just her hair is different color. 155, those over to the side. 156, yep. See if I make sure if I need my putty or not. I'll know in a minute. These are very pretty colors for a colorful black. Let's see here. That's what I get. That's what I'm excited about too, is like just to see, this is an acrylic pen, how well the colors are. I've done part of her face and fixed the areas where on her face that I didn't agree with how Dreamer's Design had rendered it. Those have been fixed. I can tell because I can see it. I know where it was. Okay, sorry about that. Y'all don't know, but I just went through a whole coughing situation. And I have a mint in my mouth now. And then after looking up, see how much time has passed on my recorder. I know I've been doing this for a little bit. It's gonna have to be broken up into numerous videos because I can't sit here forever. At any rate, anyway, so like I said, I'm glancing up and I'm seeing different things. So she has a necklace on, so I know what that looks like. Didn't realize her shirt, because now I see it, is like a blouse, see-through type blouse. So I can see that. Putty really works on these pens, I'm telling y'all. So yeah, so it's, you got to step back from the picture to see what it is you're doing, to appreciate what you're doing. The up closeness, you don't get it, you back off of it as well. Oh man, really? I really got my hand in it that time, y'all. And the only reason why is because of the way it's wet. It's wet. Take it off my finger here. Let me put it, let me angle it. Let me angle it better. I'm lefty, I know better. I have to treat the picture when I color lefty too. But at any rate, yeah, the putty's very good. That's why everybody says trust the process. Yeah, you gotta trust the process. But in trusting the process, I will say this, especially for you new ones, you get what you pay for. So you can get a pixelated picture and you pay $10 for it on Amazon. I guarantee you, there ain't gonna be no trust in the process on that one. It's gonna be, you get what you pay for. It looks, if it's pixelated, more detailed a picture is, the bigger it's gotta be. So, that being said, if the picture's got a lot of detail in it, and until right now, 30 by 40 centimeter, it's not gonna work. It's gonna be too pixelated. Alright, let's do the square. Color this in. Here we go, this is 157. So, that being said, 2 customs got to get done. First one I started working on because I got it from Every Moment first before I had to start working on this one. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's not their stadium. It's an away game. They got beat in this away game. Not this year, last year. So there's a lot of blues and yellows and all that crazy color in it. And that's one I started working on, and It was very confetti heavy because I was dumb and didn't do it like I wanted to. Should have worked in it. I worked like from the top down in sections. I really should have worked from the top over in sections, and then the middle part over in sections, and then come down, because that's when you get into the people part. I didn't do that. It's very confetti. Frustrated the crap out of me. That's why I went to the second one and started it. Now I'm almost done with it, so. Okay, two more. Let me get my pudding. And then I've got to put these. I got to figure out where I'm gonna put these in the. Yeah, back in my bag. Oop. Put them on there. I'm trying it. Should have tried it without it, but the rate I'm going, I need it on here. Yep, got to get it started. So that one you see, definitely the putty helps start the pen. They do say if you really need to get it flowing, you can take the end part off. So far for me, I haven't had to do it in these to get these started. If I have to, we'll take it off, and you can see that process. But right now, we're good with just putting it on the end and filling it in here. It flows pretty well this way. You just have to make sure you take it off so it's not flowing in the cap. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what it is. I think it's because it's dry in here. Yeah. Flows very well. Goals for the year. I always say this. Right now, it's actually to work on some Dreamers Designs Christmas ones. I got 4. I have a couple in mind I like to work on. Came in a mystery pack. I was very pleased with the mystery pack. Very excited about what I get. I like their Monday deals they have. I haven't gotten anything else through the Monday deal yet, but I do have the churches one. The one the church is in the 4 seasons. I'd like to do that one. But here's where I'm at. Those are what I like to do sometime. I want to do like what Lizette Craft and Tales, what she did 2 years ago. Her work through her stash and not buy anything. I want to do that. Right now, what I consider my stash is all my whips right now that are currently in progress. I want to get those done before I work on anything else. That probably take me up all year, especially for these customs. And as always, when I work on my Marvel DC comic ones, the only one that I bought last year, short of the mystery from Dreamers Designs, I don't think I got anything else. Maybe a couple off of D-Stash. Anytime I see like the Marvel DC ones that I don't have, I try to get those off of D-Stash group. But sitting there thinking, what was I going to tell you about the only one that I bought? What did I buy? Oh, I know what it was. I did the, I've been wanting to do a chart to art from Diamond Art Studio UK. It was the ghost doing stuff. I worked on that some Halloween. I think I put those on this channel. I know I put them on TikTok, but I didn't get that finished because, you know, Halloween's when I go on vacation. I took some of the mini dazzles with me on vacation. That's what I worked on. Some nice colors, y'all. Alright, that's 159, so that's that color. Alright, so I decided on my Mickey picture. Get it back out. Number 2, to me, is this color right here. That's that color right there. Number 2 is 157, or what I would consider in the box, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7's 157. 157. Number 7 is the colorful black, or 157. In the labeled with the color symbols on it. Then that is number 2 on my Mickey picture. So, with that being said, I'm going to let y'all see that. I'm going to do that number 2. So that's this color right here, 157. Number 2 is down here at the bottom. I'm going to lower you a little bit so y'all can see better when we actually color this. So y'all can understand what I'm talking about on the coloring. Going for a ride. I'm gonna have to bring out too, I think. Going for a ride. I'll get back out a little bit. There we go. Sorry, you see me as the shadow. Only the shadow knows. Okay, now number 2, like I said, is right here. And right here I got a little bit of white. Okay, so this is the pen that I'm gonna use. So here's what I do. So number 2 is right here, and I'm going to be moving you around, or moving the picture around. So the outline is here. We're going to put it there. Okay, so the next part of 2, number 2 is here. This is this piece. We're going to outline this piece. Here's the next one. This is the outline of it. Here's the next outline. Goes down like that. Outline, outline, like that. Alright, so there's no number 2 right here in this white part. So this part will not be colored. So what I do is I go ahead, and this is the part that's going to be colored. And you see I use that circular motion because that's what works for me. I start filling it in. We'll get that going here. And we'll put that round right here. And we're just going to fill this in. Right there. Alright. So then the next part, I'm not doing the left-handed part like I should be doing. I'm going to go right here and fill this in. Being careful not to get over into that white. And then right here. I'm going to do a little edge right there and an edge right there. Alright. I'm going to move you. Do it sideways to keep my hand out of it. So right here is this part of number 2. I'm going to get these in. Fill this in right here. So this is number 2. Right there. Okay. Alright. And then I have a 2 right here. And this will go here. We're going to fill that in. And there we go, right there. And then these, so next is what I call like puzzle pieces. So even though that whole area is 2, and I could have filled it in all the way across, I like to do the little intricate pieces because that's how my brain works. Some people, they just, you'll see them, you know, especially on TikTok. They use those big brushes and they go all the way across and to create those ASMR videos. Just filling it in. I can't do that. My brain says I need you to just color the individual areas. And so far it has worked for me to create the picture that I just created, because, you know, that's how it works. That's how it looks for me. That's how it works for me too. Alright, I'll do the edges on that a little bit later. Alright, so on this side, here's my edge. Just copying what the piece is. Now up here at the top, I don't think that's white. I think that is though. I mean, I think this is a 2. This is a 2 right here. And then this is the edge for it. So that's a 2 there. And then this is a 2 right here. So that goes here. So I guess the white's right there. Makes sense. 2's right here. And that's white. That's white. 2 right here. Okay, so we're going to fill this part in right here so that I know that this area right here is white. I might use a little white acrylic pen right there too. So these are 2, so we're filling this in. And like I said, circular motion is how I color this in. To me, that helps the pen flow well and nicely, especially with the putty on the end. Okay, you see that it flows really good. Okay, so filling that part in right there. And it does, some side to side does work, especially with that small area. But if I want to keep the pen going, circular motion. There we go. And then 2, we're going to do 2 right here. Let's fill this in. So I wish, that's what I said, I wish I had known when I had the pens. Some of the pens had duplicates, but I trashed them because I felt it wasn't so much as the ink was dry in the pen, but it wouldn't start. But I didn't know about the putty trick. If I'd known then, I wouldn't have had thrown away. And I threw, I think, about 6 or 7 pens I threw away. Let's live and learn, live and learn. Okay, so this is a 2 right here. So we'll fill this in right here. Get that area. And then this one is the one right there. So I have 1 right here. Just filling this area in. Alright, this is a 2. I see that the edge is right there. So let's get that. We're going to guess that that's right there. That's the area. Okay, so let's just fill this little edge right here, because I'm going to guess that this is where that fills in right there to create that edge right there. Okay, there we go. So there we are. So the 2, which is the brown, I can put this back up now. Put that back right there where it's numbered. So my 2's done. The rest is 3s. That's my gray color. That's this one right here. Got it off to the side. And then the next color swatching. I need my white. The color swatching I'll do is the colorful black right here. It will go here. It should match these right here. We'll see. I'm gonna put this back in this little tab, and that will be the next video for color swatching. Now the white, because this is white right here and it has the lines, I don't think you can see it unless I really get y'all up there to see where the lines are. But I am gonna go take my white, because this is white right here. I'm gonna go ahead and take my little acrylic, and you see how it comes out, how thick it is. So I'm going to try to go as lightly as I can to fill it in, to get as much as less color as I can right there. And then the next little area for white is this section right here. And we're going to fill these in. Okay, and we're going to come a little bit over. Trying to go as lightly as I can. You really don't have to bear down on these. The paint color comes out very liquidy. That's all I can say on that. Very liquidy. Alright, so then this little area right here is white. I think the bottom part's white too. But I'm just going to go over the lines for that because I'm not going to fill it all in. Not the white anyway. Just like here in his mouth. To give it that clear, seamless. Alright, so there's that in the mouth. That's the only thing I'm going to do white. Now, here in this part of the, I need to do that with 3 right there. Here, let me do that real quick before I lose my brain. Just looking at it, I can tell. Let me put the putty in. Put that right there. Because this is the only area in the mouth right here. Is this color. So we're just going to color this in right here. The 3. And I have to say with the coloring, it smells like diamond painting. It's, ooh, for me it's, ooh, one more puzzle piece. Ooh, one more piece. Oh, one more piece. Oh, I can do that one more piece. Yep, And I'm pretty sure when it gets to the color ones, it's, oh, one more color. Oh, one more section, one more area. It's just, I already know that's how it's going to go. Okay, so here in this section right here is white. Now I need to do his whole face this way, but I got to finish up my 3s right there. But I am going to do it in the mouth area, or his chin, I should say. I am lightly going over the gray lines. That's your edge or stencil or whatever you want to call it in the coloring picture. To make this white, oops, got a little bit of black there, so that it looks white, like it's supposed to be. Let me go over that a little bit better because you could see that one too much. But yeah, so that's really all I plan on doing. I don't plan on coloring in his whole face white because, like I said, I'd almost have to get the paintbrush if I was going to do that, just to smear the white further on the page and to refrain from that real thick acrylic paint on there, because like I said, it warps the paper for me is what it does. I guess because I'm so heavy-handed. So that's, I'm gonna let it sit here, let it dry, because it is acrylic paint and it's wet. And then the next video of swatching, like I said, we will do the color black pack. And we'll go from there and figuring out our next group of colors. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Comments, suggestions, what have you. You're going to see the swatching as a series here. So hope y'all enjoy it, and I'll talk to y'all again soon. Y'all have